What's up, friends and viewers? My name's Hengest. I'm with TGN, and I'm joined by the real Cromar. Say what's up.
What's up, Hengest?
And today we got a little something special for you. We're spectating some matches in preparation for our tournament come May 18th. You can check it out in the description below if you'd like to participate or just get it on your calendar. But we have a special treat for you, a full pre-made on the blue team. This is Team High Rising. They're semifinalists from our first tournament. Probably known best for the Marine Micro out of our player here, Natty Brojo. And they're going to be going up against some of the friends and viewers from my live stream. We did our best to screen these guys, make sure that they're up to the same skill level. But it is very difficult to throw a pug together that is, going to match the skill level, or at least the coordination of a team that plays together regularly. Their team captain, Boobies here, he tells me that they're trying to practice 5 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week, which is a pretty intense training regimen in preparation for the next tournament. So let's see what they can do. I'm really excited, and hopefully it's not too much of a landslide. What do you think, man?
Well, it's a little one-sided, man. I mean, I'm looking at just like the win counts and everything, and the High Rising, they're all ranked, and they got a high win counts. And you look at Purple Team, a lot of them, some of them are under 200. I mean, no offense, but it's a little stacked. We'll see, though. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We actually saw a pretty big upset in the previous game, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. In fact, we had 3 members, or 2 or 3 members from High Rising that just didn't win in the last match. So I don't know. Even if it is a landslide victory in their favor, we'll still get to see some coordinated play, hopefully. But let's take a look at the bans and picks. From High Rising, we see bans on Morgana, Lee Sin, and Blitzcrank. Very standard. I don't know, Blitzcrank, though, as a support player, can be very strong. Although, where else would you put him that would justify a ban? Now that I mention it, it's not very conventional ban from what I've seen recently. And from the purple team, we see Kassadin, Shaco, and Shen, which are 3 very common bans. And the first picks, we have probably going to be a Jungle Olaf, complemented by Nidalee, probably top lane, versus Annie Soraka. Very strong picks so far. Oftentimes we see teams secure their support picks first, and that doesn't seem to be the case in today's draft mode. But I don't know. Team comp looking pretty strong so far.
We're going to see an Irelia. That should be exciting.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see her go top against Nidalee. But we're just going to see what the last 4 picks are and then get straight into the action here, do a little bit of Stippy Snap, just so there's not a whole lot of waiting. Look at this. Maybe see Jungle Warwick here.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the Blitzcrank was a specific ban because the Blitzcrank kind of ruined their day in the previous game. Not as much as Katarina, but the Katarina player Ninja Donut is not actually here, so they're not too afraid of Katarina. But Blitzcrank is a very terrifying character to go up against if the person can land a lot of really good hooks, which the player did in the previous game. Who was it that played him? I can't even remember.
Arrows played
it was
Blitzcrank. Yeah.
It was Arrows. Oh, so he's not even here. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, they should be okay then. Maybe they're just like residual fear from the Blitzcrank ownage that led him to reflexively ban him.
Yeah, take a look at this bottom lane combo from High Rising. This is something we saw from Reboot in our tournament. Maybe they're picking off of their strategy, perhaps. We usually see a studio with very aggressive support players, and we're going to see Nunu Kog'Maw down bottom, which is a really strong comp. I didn't know it was so strong until I saw what they did to the opposing team with that lane combo. Normally, Natty Bro is a Graves player. I do believe that's his main, but I think he's going to stick to the AD role, at least while he's playing with his team here, and go with a Kog'Maw, which is a very strong pick. Probably the highest DPS champion in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe statistically he is. Yeah, single target, highest DPS. Very, very powerful character. Nunu's an interesting support for him. The snowball, the slow on the snowball is one of the best slows in the whole game. So that's actually going to be really good at protecting Kog'Maw. And of course, Blood Boil is a really powerful buff, which is why Nunu is played. Blood Boil is basically the reason why Nunu is played as a support. Only thing I don't like about support Nunu is you're missing out on the power of his ultimate. His ultimate is entirely AP reliant. And if you see a lot of these games with Nunu, as a support, you get into the late game and the ultimate's just worthless. It doesn't even scratch them.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
it depends on what you mean by late game. It's awesome for tower dives, and that's really what we've seen Support Nunu use
that's
for
very
in the past.
true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So they can't really escape, which goes so well with that boosted range from Kog'Maw. And in the hands of a good player who actually knows how to move well, just like Natty Bro, that can be a real strong combo. But let's not speculate too much as we're staring at the countdown here for the delay. Let's get right into the match. All right, so here we are in the match. We have Team High Rising represented by Blue down bottom and the Friends and Viewers group. We're just going to call them Purple Team for the most part. But this is basically just guys watching the live stream. We ask that they don't join the match unless they're ready to bring their A game, you know, no trolling around, and be experienced to a degree. Just so that we have some competitive matches to cast for you guys. For those who are wondering, the reason we're doing this is in preparation for our tournament, and there's only one way to get into spectator modes as the current client stands, and that is by creating custom games and asking people to join them. So until we can start spectating the really high ELO stuff, which I do believe Riot is planning on releasing very soon.
Very soon, yes.
Yeah, then this is the best we got. So it looks like High Rising is really progressing into the enemy jungle. Are we going to see Annie get cut off? Oh my goodness, they totally know she's there. And down she's going to go. Look at her get nuked. First blood goes to High Rising. Wow, what a pick-me-up. And the kill actually went to Nunu.
And zero map awareness Warwick is going to be next. Oh goodness, they need a skin for that. Zero map awareness Warwick.
Oh,
nah, he blows the flash. Yeah.
Yeah, Annie was just completely cremated. Nunu of all champions taking the kill there. I wouldn't have done that, but they were probably just trying to nuke her down as soon as possible.
Kill
And
secured.
because of that, they're able to just waltz in here and jack enemy blue as Warwick is being pushed back. He did use his flash. The Friends and Viewers team is just eons behind after that opening play there. And yet again, Annie she's really got to be careful she doesn't get caught out of position again.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for blue to spawn here. And Nidalee going to go up top lane and probably... Nah, she might actually... What is she going to do? Is she going to try to take that blue? It'd be impossible for her to do it by herself. But yeah, she's going to go up top and do some laning. High Rising's not going to miss out on much farm, but they could have gone back sooner than that, I do feel, after the leash.
Ouch. Poor Warwick missing that blue. Yeah, Vigor's got blue, which is going to be very helpful in lane. Vigor is a very weak champion in lane. Very, very weak. Especially with the classic Q build.
I haven't been able to see what's been going on here, but it seems like they're a little bit behind, to say the least.
Well, neither side has had fully effective ganks. Olaf did manage to kill Annie, but he traded. As we talked about before, he traded under the tower. It was a good trade, but still, it wasn't like a straight-up murder gank that you expect. That's not really that bad, though. I mean, he does have Vigor as a mid lane, and excuse me, that's kind of a disability. Because Vigor's a really ineffective laner. I mean, I'm sorry to say, because I really think Vigor's a very fun champion to play. He just sucks, and that's really going to hurt them. So Olaf's coming to take the lane from Vigor as well. You notice Annie is just so much, just absolutely superior in lane. She's just walking around with her stun. She's doing it right, too. This player, Rights Reserved, really knows what he's doing. It's so tempting to only use the Q for farming, right? But a lot of Annie players do it, especially novice Annie players. But you do that when your opponent's out of the lane. But when your opponent's in lane, you hold the stun. And when the jungler shows up, you stun him and take off. Yeah. Yeah, very defensive play, and it's actually really working out in his favor right now. This match could go either way. From the looks of things so far, we see the Nunu support with some nice ward placement there at the dragon. I can't imagine that Purple Team is going to try to, take a dragon at any time soon here. And Boobies is going to hand off the blue to Veigar mid lane. So hopefully that will, close the gap between the two of them mid lane. But it remains to be seen. It looks like High Rising is actually losing top lane in terms of control as well. Aurelia's farm 49 versus Nidalee's 58. She just picked up her Wriggle, so she's going to be going with a bruiser build. It's not as common. You got a gank attempt from, not really an attempt, more like a murder from Boobies on Olaf. And Nidalee, with just a sliver of HP, is able to survive that encounter. Nice baiting, really nice play overall up top. So yeah, that is definitely going to give the top lane advantage to High Rising at this point. And they're significantly further ahead now. Yeah, the gank really helped, especially with Nidalee just barely escaping.
Yeah, she actually didn't even go back after that because she does have a 4-stack of potions. And are we going to see her place down a ward there at enemy bush, or maybe the tri-bush? She does need to use that ward. There's no sense in having a Wriggles if you're not going to use that additional ward. But it does look like she's going to do a significant amount of damage to that tower. Do note that AD Nidalee is one of the strongest pushers in the game, especially when it comes to downing towers, simply because of the Primal Surge attack speed buff. Wow. I don't know. This is not looking good for their friends and viewers so far, Cromar.
Yeah, I really don't think that Warwick's getting it done on the ganking. I mean, Boobies is a real pro jungler and ganker, and we've already seen at least one major play from him and then a couple other decent ones. So, but Warwick so far is not getting a whole lot done. He's going to come up here for an attempt on Veigar. Let's see if they can pull it off. There's a Tibber stun.
Wow! Completely evaporated. You saw the flash from MK and the suppression right on top of Veigar combined with that Tibbers. He had no chance.
Wow.
Tibbers being one of the squishiest champion in the game. That was excessive. I didn't even need to use that Tibbers. And Boobies is going to go in for the kill
versus here. Annie. Lands the stun. Boobies knows to get out of here, though. Annie's cooldowns are back up. We're going to actually have another damage combo on him.
Oh!
Is he going to be able to finish to the E? The Ignite gets the kill.
What a play from Rights Reserved using that AoE from Tibbers. I don't think Boobies factored that into the equation. He did not want to get close to the Tibbers. And wow. Just a lot of damage coming from this Annie. She's going to snowball out of control, completely manhandling her lane. And down goes Aurelia. Yet another awesome play from Nidalee. Warwick just just a pinch too late for that kill. I would even consider a tower dive right here. That may be what MK is thinking. But you need to be careful. Nidalee does have a potion active. She's completely out of mana, though.
Yeah, tower diving Nidalee is always a terrifying proposition.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to go for it. Nidalee is doing the wise thing, is going to back out of there. Let's take a look down bottom. Tristana with some aggression on Kog'Maw, but it doesn't look like the friends and viewers down bottom are going to be able to hold their own against this combination. As we mentioned during the draft, it is a very aggressive combination, and if this Kog'Maw is allowed to free farm now at 89, just, oh man, he's at 90, way ahead of the opposing Tristana, who's only at 49. He is going to get out of control as well. Kog'Maw, one of the scariest champions if you allow him to farm up. And there goes the exhaust with the new... Oh, boy. And Tristana used forced the flash there with the summer heal. And wow, bro's going to go for that. Yeah, Kog'Maw tower dive for days. Is Tristana going to get away, though? Wow, what a miraculous play that was. It looks like that.
I don't know what to say about that. That was crazy.
Yeah, he hesitated a little bit there, and they're just like shark-infested territories right now. The Soraka needs to be careful. Maybe not aware of how far Kog'Maw's range is with his W active, but no, they are going to do the smart thing and pull out of there. Tristana, so lucky in that exchange.
We have another gank mid.
Another gank. And, oh, a nice play from Veigar, and using his ultimate to just melt Annie. All that ability power turned against her. For those that don't know, Veigar's ultimate, Primordial Burst, you can read the tooltip right there. It just completely massacres champions with a lot of ability power, and that's exactly what we saw happen there. He just about globaled her. Wow, very impressive.
That was a nice Veigar bomb. That's why Veigar's so much fun to play. He may not be the most effective champion, but when you catch an AP with that and you just do your combo and they just disappear, they're gone. They were here, now they're gone. I mean, it's really fun. It's also really fun to watch and exciting. It's just unfortunate that he can't carry a team, honestly. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have anything. Like Annie has almost as much burst, but she does it with a massive AoE, and then she has this giant flaming bear that follows her around.
That's a great distinction to make, is that Veigar can obliterate people, but he has to pick and choose his targets. He has to target the APs, take out the AP carry, whereas Annie can focus anybody with that Tibbers attack.
You mean everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
That's also important. Don't want to cluster against a good Annie player. And look at this, a 3-man gank up top on Nidalee. They are going to get away with this, but Nidalee is very fast, using her flash and the passive out of the bush. Wow, nice reflexes from Count Cthulhu up here. Really hard to pronounce that. Showing us that that Wriggle's Lantern from Nidalee is still a very strong build. It did get nerfed. The lifesteal in Wriggle's Lantern did get nerfed recently, but
check out the invade on blue.
Yeah. There she goes throwing javelins just to kind of test the waters a little bit. Olaf in position to reinforce. This is going to be a nail biter. Oh, but down goes the Tibbers on both of those players, and High Rising is forced to retreat. And wow, Veigar comes in for the save, but not enough damage to deal with Annie. Are we going to see Olaf go down? Yes, he dies, and Nidalee escapes narrowly. Oh, almost. Oh, wow. The ignite from Veigar, but he is going to go for a feed. Why did he turn around? Oh, no!
Too bad.
Veigar just blew. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And he just ate that one.
That thought. Wow, I apologize. Veigar definitely on top of his toes here. I mean, tank staff. Tanksta, that's a funny name. He went in for the kamikaze bomb on top of Annie. That was just very, very well placed. And down goes Tristana in tower range. Natty Bro with his second tower dive of the game with a double kill. The range from that below.
Micro Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that's a really scary champion now that he is fairly fed with his farm. Very competitive, actually. 108 farm with those Berserker Greaves and 3 Doran's Blades. Look at all the lifesteal at this point in the game from that.
Jesus.
Yeah, he is built for sustain, and now he's going to go back and no doubt exchange some of that sustain for damage right now and start just... oh, man. The damage output from Kog'Maw is intense when he gets gold. Oh, boy. It's going to be real tough to shut him down. The only way we're going to see him die, probably, is if we see a suppression from Warwick followed swiftly by a Tibbers or something of the like, because he can just stay back and snipe people in team fights. That's part of what makes him such a valuable champion, apart from, obviously, his damage output. Which is very difficult to contend with. But overall, let's evaluate. We haven't seen a single Dragon attempt from either team, but High Rising is above by 6,000 or 5,000 gold, with 9-5 on the team kill ratio. So definitely a commanding lead. But at this point, it could actually go either way, especially with that Annie mid lane. Rights reserved. He does know what he's doing, although he did get knocked out by Vigor twice. And wow, there's the suppression combined with the Aurelia aggression. But Nidalee is probably going to get away from this fairly easily, actually. She got those ninja tabbies. That's kind of a unique pick there. Makes her a lot tankier with that Fodge as well. You can't really chase her down if there's a bush in range. Makes her such a bully in lane. And you can see how she just brushed that gank off of her shoulder right there.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than that, let me tell you. But yeah, Nidalee is a master escaper. I mean, they couldn't catch her at all.
Yeah.
There's some interesting, nice shot with the ult on Kog'Maw from super long range harass. Almost killed Soraka.
Yeah, but that Soraka heal, I didn't see if there was a Summoner heal that went in there. She just boosted about 50.
Really up top, about to take out Nidalee. Is he going to get it? Yeah, there we go. Just barely. Wow, that's close.
Didn't catch that. It looked like Nidalee was just overextending a little bit. Got a bit in over his head. His farm, though, is actually above Kog'Maw's right now. He's really on top of this game. And here we go with another tower dive. Down comes Boobies. Gonna focus down Tristana. I don't know if that's the right choice, though, because... oh, boy. And, yeah, okay. But, wait, we might see... turns out it was the right choice. There we go with the Tibbers. No stun, though. Kog'Maw is able to goes down there. Actually, I didn't expect him to die. He's just a little bit slow. And Warwick might be able to chase down Olaf here. Does he have flash off, cooldown? No, he doesn't, and he would have no doubt been able to kill Boobies there, did he have it. Although that was a very strong play on High Rising's part, the counterattack
not giving up.
was quite good. Oh yeah, Warwick is going to chase him all the way into the enemy base here. Wow, yeah, he's bloodthirsty, let me tell you. MK.
I don't know if you saw that, but Olaf actually popped his W and life stole off the golems. He actually used the golems for health so that he could facilitate his escape from Warwick.
I didn't see that.
It was pretty slick, actually.
We might see Rights Reserve tower dive this Nunu, but he's just way too slow on Annie. But yeah, Noctis is doing the smart thing and getting the hell out of there. We're seeing Warwick try to solo a dragon right now. He might actually get away with this. Vigor on Tanksta on Vigor might actually... is he aware of this? Yeah, they have a ward there. They no doubt know he's in position, but they're not going to try to stop him. He just bulldozes down Dragon with a smite. That is the first Dragon kill of the match, and it's actually going to close the gap a little bit between the two teams.
So what do you think? We got a tower dive coming? I think they both want a tower dive really bad. I mean, they sure look like it. Yeah. Vigor is an easy one to tower dive, to be honest.
Look at this. Tristana's going to cut off the pursuit from Olaf on Soraka. Meanwhile, oh boy, both teams are going up to reinforce. We are going to see a bit of a team fight. Down goes Soraka. Does she? Actually, no! She's going to get away. And look at Boobies getting focused 3v1. Oh, but Vigor's going to...
Vigor bomb!
Oh, boy, that was a huge amount of damage coming from Vigor. He's going to get a double kill on top of the Warwick. Oh, boy, this Vigor player is just... Cromar, come on.
It's the player, it's not the champion, I assure you.
You're right.
I assure you. We've seen in the tournament, we saw some fantastic players playing some fantastic Vigors and still losing horribly.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. He's been getting dominated in lane. We just missed a kill there on Tristana after.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. Tristana pretty much just walked into Nidalee. I think zero map awareness Tristana there just kind of stumbled into Nidalee at the absolute wrong time, and just sort of just dropped dead. I'm not sure what happened. I think didn't realize. I think his Nidalee was pushed up so far. I don't think Tristana just noticed. He was probably looking at the shop or something.
Tristana was retreating from the previous team fight. But I did want to just say, Vigor has been losing his lane. He's landed almost all of his kills in the jungle, just with really good positioning and landing that, what is it, the black hole? Or the dark matter, rather.
Let's call it playpen. Dark matter is the meteor, or I call it a meteor, or the leprechaun bomb.
Oh my goodness! Again, evaporating yet another AP target, and here we go. Nunu using his ultimate to thwart the escape of Warwick there. Oh, down goes that Tibbers on top of Kog'Maw, and Annie lands that kill very handily. They do need to pull back here. High Rising is overextending for sure, but Vigor is just dominating with the placement of this dark matter. Look at how much cleave damage he's been dealing. Wow, what a devastating.
Crazy.
He did go down there. I didn't see how he died.
It was just a big clusterfuck. I mean, the Tibbers damage was also pretty intense. And he actually hit 3 people with Tibbers. I think Vigor was one of them. But he managed to get those bombs off before he dropped. So
yeah.
But he was pretty low.
These
and
two
after that, I mean, Vigor's so squishy anyway.
He really is. He's got to keep his distance. He was a little bit further in there that time. But regardless, these two AP players are both very strong. And they are both dealing an incredible amount of AoE damage. And I haven't seen this much cleaving in a long time, man. They're both just so powerful in those team fights. That's where the majority of damage is coming from both sides. That Annie and Vigor, who are really just duking it out mid lane. Annie did have the advantage, but Vigor has been landing so many kills now. He's 8-3-3 with 119 farm. Looks like he's going to transition straight into a death cap, and that's when this you know what is going to start hitting the fan.
Yeah,
Booby's intercepting Soraka. He's got to pull back there. He's got to know that Annie's is in position.
He's terrified of Annie right now, let me tell you.
Yeah, she does have... Tibbers is almost off cooldown. 35 seconds on him. Actually, that's not almost. But yeah.
Olaf getting a little bit overextending there. I think that if Annie turned around, she probably could have got something done. But then again, there's more going on than just Olaf. We also had Vigor around the corner, so I think Annie didn't want to take the risk of getting Vigor bombed yet again. Vigor is getting a little too strong.
Yeah, at this point in the match, I would like to see the friends and viewers, the purple team, really try to counter this Vigor. He's the one that's been dealing the damage. Maybe some Banshees fail. At least we need to see some more MR. If not, then this Annie and the Soraka are going to continue to get completely melted by his ultimate, and that's just going to keep feeding him more and more. His Primordial Blast is only a 67-second cooldown, so you can imagine how often he's able to just one-shot people. And look at this. We have a trade up top between the two players, and it looks like Nidalee's forced to pull back there. She's actually not able to duel Irelia, which doesn't seem like it adds up to me. But, oh boy, Warwick is in perfect position to come in from behind and maybe suppress. We see Nidalee go down here, and there's the flash, and his suppression was on cooldown.
Yeah, it's still on cooldown.
Those javelins from Nidalee dealing null damage.
Oh, and Warwick's gonna get caught.
Yeah, he just got intercepted real bad.
Good night, sir.
Let's take a look at Natty Bro's damage output. What is he building? He's got a Zeal, a BF sword. He's probably going to be transitioning into a Bloodthirster sometime soon to get that lifesteal up. I'm probably going to see him sell those blades as well next time he goes back to the shop. But it does look like High Rising is going to go for a Baron attempt. And yes, the friends of yours are aware of this. However, are they powerless to stop it or not? Perhaps waiting for the best time. Does Annie have her flash up? Yes, she does. We probably are going to see her flash in and just go for a Tibbers and melt this team right now.
Goodness. This
Here comes Aurelia, and come on, let's see that flash. Down goes the Tibbers and cleaves on 2.5 players. Oh no, but Aurelia's going to get focused. The Baron kill goes to High Rising, but they need to pull back, otherwise they're going to lose all their players right now. What an awesome invade from purple team, especially
it really
from
was.
Annie.
I'm surprised they didn't get the Baron. They did a great job of discipline. They waited till the last possible second. They waited for blue to get kind of or they waited for High Rising to kind of tunnel vision on the prize, so that they wouldn't turn around and focus on him. And then Annie and Aurelia both came in at the same time, which is perfect.
Yeah, I
thought that was very well executed, and I thought it was especially impressive that they managed to pick up that Olaf on Boobies managed to actually pick up that Nashor kill, because it was really difficult with all the pressure in there, with all the stuns coming down, with all the damage incoming, to focus on that and actually land the smite. So good for him.
Do note that the purple team is not on voice comm, so I love that you pointed out how Annie and Irelia initiated perfectly in unison, and that's really what allowed them to win that team fight. That was pretty much gamer sense right there. Irelia anticipated the flash from Annie, and wow, it just turned out so well in their favor. Huge play.
Yeah, and it's always nice when that happens, because usually you play solo queue as an initiator. You go in and the team leaves. You know,
Yeah.
Your team's like, thanks for the sacrifice. We're gonna go farm top lane or something.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always nice when your teammates back up your initiate like that.
Yeah. We just saw Boobies pick up a Warmog, so he's probably going to try to farm up as much as possible. No doubt he's getting that, both to be tanky, but probably more so because he's afraid of that Annie. I mean, we have seen her Tibbers devastate pretty much in every team fight, and it is his responsibility to get up in her grill and make her retreat a little bit. Kog'Maw won't be able to do it with the distance unless he's using his ultimate, and Annie is really the one to have to worry about. You ever see Kog'Maw picking off some massive kills? Natty Bro with the ultimate, really nice aim, and oh no, he's going to get cut off right.
Wow, look at that burst from Nidalee. My goodness.
Actually,
you're the expert on 80 Bruiser Nidalee, but Jesus, that was some burst.
Yeah. AD actually scales better with her Q and Cat form the takedown than AP does. So the finishing moves, when they're low on HP, the more damage it deals. It's like an execute. And if somebody is low on HP, like I believe that was Tristana trying to escape there, then she will deal a devastating amount of damage to people low on HP. More so than any other build, actually. We're going to see High Rising push down bottom lane tower. Honestly, I expected that sooner. And wow! I didn't even...
Aurelia gets destroyed. Aurelia just got destroyed. Tibbers goes down, but that's not enough to kill Kog'Maw.
Look at...
There, now it's finally died.
Natty Bro, very, very aggressive play. Pretty much giving his life away there. He didn't need to do that. And feeding that kill to Annie. Almost actually went to Soraka, which is pretty funny. But, yeah, I don't know, Cromar. High Rising is way ahead in terms of gold, but I gotta say, given the way that these teams have been team fighting, I gotta give the comp to Purple, and perhaps we might see a turnaround if High Rising doesn't play their cards right and they don't execute this Annie.
Yeah, in my opinion, well, let's take a look at this action at mid, and then I'll tell you my opinion about the comp in a second. But Olaf's is a go. I don't know what Olaf Boobies has got some stones, man, because he just went in 2v1 under the tower and escaped to live to tell about it. I don't know what's up with that, but it seems we have a quick lull in the action here. So what's happening with this comp is that they've got, like you said during the startup, we had the Reboot Gaming comp of Kog'Maw Nunu, and Nunu. Who's playing Nunu here? Noctis. Is really impressive with just presence. I mean, I keep noticing Nunu is just always in the right place at the right time, always with an ultimate available to slow the enemy, and he uses it perfectly. Yeah. And that's very impressive. It really shows how effective Nunu can be. And that slow is really great. I mean, you saw all the times he stopped people from escaping. You're not even using it for the damage, just using it to stop people from escaping. I mean, that's wonderful. It's wonderful in a team fight. But the only problem I have against that is it's still not as good as Soraka. I mean, Soraka's still like the queen of support just about. Yeah. You know, Janna and a few others, they're played a certain way, but Soraka is so powerful. I really think that Soraka's still the better pick. As far as carries, Kog'Maw I would say is better than Tristana, especially with Natty on, and Natty Bro being like the star of the show here. But the AP carries is where they're really going to be hurting, because the honeymoon period with Vigor is going to be over soon.
No, it already is. Annie picked up that Banshee's Veil. She's going to survive the next Primordial Blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we've also got a what is that? Aurelia has also picked up 2 MR items. She's actually got a Wit's End, which stacks up MR as she attacks. Yeah. I mean, that's all you have to do is build MR, and Vigor's done.
Yeah, although Kog'Maw's damage is just ridiculous at this point. He didn't actually pick up a... oh boy, we're going to see a team fight here. He didn't pick up a Bloodthirsty. He went straight damage. He went for the PD and the sword as well. Oh my goodness, hold on.
There goes that AP carry.
Yeah, perfect placement on that Nunu ultimate. But wow, Annie is just being able to cleave the hell out of this team. She's so tanky, and she's dealing so much damage, and down goes Aurelia. Oh boy, they're going to turn this around real quick.
They turn that around quick. Olaf just stomping through them like it's nothing.
Yeah, the damage is coming from Kog'Maw though. Look at him back there. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. He didn't go for a sustained build. He went straight damage. I mean, he just picked up that eye edge, and yeah, they're going to call the GG right there. They know they can't stop that Kog'Maw damage after he survived that last team fight. Overall, really good play from both teams. I wasn't expecting the pickup group to contend so well with High Rising. Although they did get, pretty far behind on gold, the team fights were pretty entertaining to watch. So GG to both players, and awesome job. Thanks for watching, guys.